We live in a world that often measures our worth by what we have, the kind of clothes we wear, our clique of friends, the size of our bank accounts, and even down to the number of followers that we have on social media, our social media handles and platforms. Yet, as dazzling as these things may seem or appear to be, as interesting as they seem to be, as exciting as they tend to be, we need to ask ourselves one deep question: what is truly valuable? You're welcome back to a channel where we explore vision, value, and voice. Are you looking for that podcast channel where all you want to do is just to explore, learn, and grow? Then you are on the right platform. You are on the right channel. If you're joining us for the first time, please ensure to hit the subscription button, turn on the notification bell to be alerted so that you would know when next we drop a video. And also, please don't forget to engage with likes and comments after you watch. We want to know your thoughts. We want to know your experiences. I am your host, Munachi Agonwa, and today we'll be talking about a very timely and timeless topic. Yes, the importance of value in a material world. The importance of value in a material world. You know, we live in an overflowing world where we tend to confuse price with value, right? And we tend to confuse appearance with essence. So let's start this way. What is value? Value is an intrinsic worth of an individual, a person, someone, or something, right? Regardless of the outward appearance, the outward look, the outward presence or presentation. It is an intrinsic worth of an individual, a person, or someone, independent of the outward appearance, the outward look, the outward presence, or the outward presentation. I could go as far as saying that value is an individual's character, true character. Value is something that stays when the glitters fades, when there are no butterflies anymore, when the world is not clapping or giving you accolades over that achievement. Okay, when the world seems silent. Come on now, when the world isn't chasing, that is value. Now, let's take for instance, you know, I love making instances. Let's use smartphones, two smartphones. So one is of a latest model, quite expensive, sleek, and all of that. And the other is of a slighter, lower version, less expensive, but quite durable and reliable. Not just reliable in its sense, but reliable in the sense that other persons has attested to it. Now, in this case, or in this scenario, which do you think is of more greater value, is of more great value? I'll leave it up to you to respond to or to answer. Brings me to this particular story that a friend of mine shared with me. So this guy went for an interview in a tech firm, right? And trust me when I say he was not wearing the best of the designer suits. Neither was his resume as sleek as it was supposed to be. But there was something that happened, right? He was asked in the interview, what value can you bring to this company? And you know what he said? He said, I bring consistency. I may not be the fastest of all, but I always try to deliver my tasks. He went further. He said, I bring reliability. I don't just finish up my tasks, but I ensure to improve on them. He went further by saying he brings loyalty. He said he builds and he doesn't build. And he went further to say he brings team spirit, which means he brings about, he is a highly conversational type, and he knows how to build interpersonal relationship with people around him. Now that, I could tell you, is what he is and not what he has. And you want to guess? Of course, he got the job. Yes, he got the job. Now let's relate materialism and value. Materialism versus value. Materialism in its entirety is not evil. I mean, scripture has it that, or the same scripture that has it that money is the root of all evil. The same scripture also recorded that money answereth all things, right? So, success, wealth, fame, comfort aren't evil. But I'll tell you when it becomes evil. All of this becomes evil when it now becomes a replacement for value. If success, if fame, if riches and wealth is the result of value, then we are safe. But if all of this becomes a replacement for value, then there is a problem. There is a big problem. We tend to build our identities around these things, and that is where we lose track of all of these things, which isn't so nice. I'll tell you a story about myself. I used to be very myopic in time past. Very myopic. You have no idea. So I used to think that if I'm able to achieve a number of followers across my social media handles, if I'm being presented in public with all of the sleek outfits and glamorous outfits, if I have this rich clique of friends around me, I will be better appreciated. I will be better valued. I will be better loved. But that was wrong. And I'm so grateful because the moment I began realigning my life with my purpose in the sense that, what am I actually supposed to do? Who am I? Not until then did I find peace. Not until then did I find fulfillment. Not until then did I find myself. Alright, so I tell you what, purpose covers it all. If you're losing track of yourself, if you're losing track of your integrity, if you're losing track of your core values, reflect on your purpose. What is your actual identity? What were you made for? Who exactly are you? And trust me, you would make a swift realignment, and you will see that your purpose, or rather your values, gets back. Now very quickly, let's talk about how to cultivate values in a material world. The first thing first is knowing your principles. The second thing is invest in self-development. The third thing is prioritize your purpose over popularity. The fourth thing is surround yourself with value-oriented individuals and personalities. Yeah, I think this four will do. So let's take it from the start. Knowing your principles. Knowing your principles such as your values. The values such as diligence, empathy, right? Kindness, chastity. Trust me, all of these are not old-fashioned. They are not old school. They are timeless. And if you deliberately know these principles, if you deliberately groom these values, you would see that your life takes a new shape. Number one, knowing your principle. Then number two, investing in self-development. Groom your skills. Okay, enough of what the world has to say, enough of what my friend has to say or what social media has to say about it. Groom your skills. Be better at what you do. There is something innate inside of you that you can give out to the world. Groom it. Don't chase clouds. Don't try to be another person. Be you. So that is investing in self-development. Okay. Now, thirdly, prioritize your purpose over popularity. This is very, very key. You should know your purpose. You should know what you are made for. And that is when popularity would follow. But when you begin to prioritize popularity over your purpose, you begin to lose track of it. Then last but not least, surround yourself with value-oriented people. The people around you shapes you. Okay, you reflect who you surround yourself with. It is as simple as that. So please surround yourself with value-oriented people and watch your value take an amazing shape. Now, I want to quickly talk about this trending thing on the internet. I think I heard about it yesterday or so, about this OnlyFans star who went into a sex challenge, and it was recorded that she slept with 583 men under 6 hours. I didn't know what to really think about that. According to what the news, read, they said that she was hospitalized thereafter. 583 men in 6 hours. And the highest paid OnlyFans model and star receives monthly $20 million. And if we are going to convert that to naira, we're having about 30 billion naira in a month. Now, what else could be the reason for this kind of lifestyle? I'm no one to judge, if not a misplacement of value. How do you rather chase that over your value, over integrity? How? The world would always celebrate talent. The world would always reward talent, but the world would never forget character. The world would never forget integrity. Never. As you step out today, as you go about your activities, as you do everything you're doing in your little sphere, your platforms, I want you to always ask yourself, am I projecting possession or am I expressing principles? I want to trust that you have gained value for your time listening to this. I might have not dished out everything you want to know or you might have want to hear, but please engage with us in the comment section. Let's know your contribution to this topic. Let's know your thoughts. Let's know what you think. See you again in my next video. Thank you for staying with me. Bye.